Jenny, you said something very interesting, the better team, and they are the better team. Duke has the two best players in Zion Williamson and R.J. Barrett. But if you look at Duke's core and you look at Michigan State's core, Skip, Michigan State's go at the starting five, junior, freshman, senior, sophomore, redshirt senior. Duke goes 4 freshmen and a junior. Yeah, I got that right. Yeah, 4 freshmen and a junior. So you see, Skip, and these guys, Duke, Skip, when they were in high school, they could take over the ball game, the state championship game, state playoffs. One guy could do it all, and they could win. But when you get in this game and the talent level raises just a tad, now all of a sudden you need to rely more on a team. And because Michigan State had played together for some years, with the exception of the freshman, Skip, they had been in these battles and they were able to withstand, because I thought the game was getting out of hand. Even in the first half, I was like 32. I was like, come on, Michigan State. And the next thing you know, Skip, they go on a 13-0 run, and they close the half. It's 34-30. And then in the second half, every run that Duke made, Michigan State was able to withstand it and make a run of the encounter with their own run. So when I look at it like that, Skip, yes, they had the better team. And that's why they won. It's as simple as that. Zion was unbelievable again. 24 and 14. He had 7 offensive rebounds. I've never seen anybody leap at his size that can leap as quick. Skip, how does he shoot the ball. He goes up and get a rebound before the guy realized he had missed the shot. He's already back up again with the ball in his hands. He's unbelievable in that aspect. But I told you what was going to be their undoing. Again. What they do, Skip, from the three-point line? What they do from outside, Skip?
They shot the three pretty well yesterday.
Oh, 7 of 21 is pretty well, huh?
No, it was pretty good.
That's pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zion was pretty good.
No, I ain't talking about Zion. Hold on. I said Zion and R.J. Barrett are the best 2 players on the court.
Yeah.
But that's not the team. That wasn't playing 2-on-2. This ain't no hard top ball, 2-on-2.
They shot it from 3 better than Michigan State did.
Whoa. Hold on, time out. All I'm saying is the better team won. I know you're a little disappointed. You had your little do on it. I told you what was going to happen. I should have got me 2 more cases, because at first, if I'd have had the courage of my conviction.
You are the worst front runner in history.
No.
You have gotten your tail handed to you for 2.5 years, and now you're gloating like you told me so?
No. I could have had 2 more cases.
I missed that.
You asked me.
Okay.
No, you did. I said, Skip, they're not going to even make the Final Four. You're like, have 2 more cases right now. I want that.
I got the courage of my conviction.
I didn't have the courage.
Yeah.
But I sit here today with courage, chest out.
I know, boy.
Michigan State did it.
Tell me when it's my
turn. It's your turn. Go ahead.
All right.
Thank you. It is laughable to say that Michigan State had a better team than Duke.
They did.
It is laughable because 3 of the top 5 players that will be taken in this next NBA draft were on the floor for the Duke Blue Devils yesterday. Probably 1, 2, and 5 in that order: Zion, R.J., and Cam.
Cam Reddish played like the 3rd best college basketball player all year.
I'm going to save that for a couple of minutes, because I got a whole lot to say about his very mysterious, quote-unquote, knee injury, and I want to know the truth, because college basketball keeps getting away with letting all this go under the radar. They're not held to the same standards because they're amateur. They're student athletes. Right. People bet just as much money on college basketball as on pro basketball.
Especially this.
Right? Maybe more on this.
Yes.
So I would like full disclosure of what is going on with injuries, but I'm going to save that for just a second, because I got to finish on this.
Okay.
You realize that Michigan State has no players in any mock draft I can find in the first 2 rounds, including Cassius Winston, who was tremendous as a college basketball point guard, but I'm not sure he will get drafted. Maybe his stock will rise enough to get him somewhere in the 2nd round, but remember, he's a junior. It's highly possible he will come back for his senior year to play for Coach Izzo. Right. Speaking of Coach Izzo, for sure, Michigan State had by far the better coach yesterday, because I'm not sure what Coach K did. It was shameful how Mike Krzyzewski, giving his reputed greatness, sat and watched his offense go up in smoke yesterday. Coach K stood for strikeout. K is in strikeout yesterday, because I don't know what Duke's offense was. He had the best player on the floor. He had the best player in college basketball. He had the player of the year, the ACC player of the year, arguably the most dominating college basketball player since, I don't know, I got to go back to Danny Manning in 1988. I might ought to go back to Patrick Ewing, Samson, Olajuwon, maybe back to Bird and Magic. I'm not sure. He had that guy on his team.
Right.
And yet, did they get the ball to Zion? No. Did they run any plays for Zion? I didn't see it. They kept getting away with it. The reason the other games were so close, the Virginia Techs, back to the UCF's games, the reason they were so close is because Zion scored his points by accident. Did you see them set picks for Zion? Low post picks, high post picks, any picks? No. It's my turn. It is my turn.
Let me ask you one question.
Yes.
Let me ask you one question. Have you seen them set any picks throughout the entirety of the season?
I just said that. They just didn't do it by accident. Well, again, if you get to this level against a veteran Michigan State team coached by a veteran coach, you better have some offense to fall back on. You better run some clear-outs for Zion where you really clear the side of the floor like they do in the NBA, where 4 guys go and stand by the out of bounds so that you are completely clear. Okay. And if you get 1-on-2 or 1-on-3, Zion can really pass it. He was a high school point guard. And if you get spot-up shooters over there, even, Trey Jones, he made his shots against Virginia Tech, right?
And that saved him.
Okay, all right. So my point is, you have to run some action, some semblance of motion in your offense to get that man the basketball. Did they get him the basketball when it mattered most down the stretch? No, they did not. Remember, this is the most lethal weapon we've seen. Really, if you want to just do statistics, you know what it was? It was the most lethal weapon we've seen on a college basketball floor since a kid named Lou Alcindor for UCLA. And you know why that is? I can just do it statistically. If you look at players playing in their first NCAA, because remember, Lou Alcindor he couldn't play until he was a sophomore. Okay.
Correct.
His first NCAA tournament, he played only 4 games. So if you look at players who played 4 or fewer games, Zion scored 104 points in this NCAA tournament in 4 games.
Yeah.
Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, scored 106 in 4 games. That's how far you have to go back to find a freshman or a first-year player who scored more points than Zion did, okay? So that's the guy who was scoring mostly by accident. So what happened down the stretch? Well, we saw Gonzaga at Maui and that Maui Invitational all over again because Zion touched the ball for the last time at 1:41 left. He goes up and under like 1-on-3, dipsy-do off the glass, and the game at that point, that put Duke up 3. Last time he touched the ball. Down the stretch, R.J. Barrett, the ball hog, he misses a jump shot, then he missed a 3, then he drove 1-on-3, which is just an idiotic play. But he got fouled, and he got to the free throw line. And
you actually thought he was going to make both of those?
I did not. I thought there was no way he was going to make them. I thought he might make the first one and miss the second one, and he clanked the first one off the back iron. And then he was so unclutched that he tried to miss the second one and made it. That's him. That's R.J. Barrett. Remember, I brought this up 5 times on the show. At Maui against Gonzaga, a really good basketball team that got upset the other day by Texas Tech. But Gonzaga at Maui, down the stretch, Zion scored with 1:41 left to tie that game and did not touch the basketball for the last 1:41 because R.J. Barrett shot it 5 times and missed all 5, and they lost to Gonzaga. It smacked of that all over again because Coach K, if you're that guy that everybody says he is, you have to get Zion Williamson the one touch, just one touch in the last 141.
Well, this is where I'm going to give you credit for saying that he was out-coached by Coach Izzo. Because the problem is, Skip, in those situations when all the guys are healthy, Zion Williamson, and I'm not talking about the Carolina game because he left with 20 seconds into the ball game. They're 0-12 in the final seconds of a shot. 0-12. R.J. Barrett has taken 9 of those shots. 9. I fault Coach K for continuously putting the ball in his hands.
Why do you do that? Look, Zion is unselfish to a fault.
Yes.
Sure.
But he has shown you again and again in crucial moments he has the takeover gene. If you'll give him the ball and give him the green light, he will make something happen with the ball.
But see, the problem is, Skip, if you give him the ball, and we're going to talk about what Gilbert Arenas had to say about him, what does he do? He's not going to pull up. He's got to get all the way to the basket. So we build a wall to keep him from getting to the basket. Then what does he do?
Okay. Well, you have to help him a little bit by let him flash off a pick down low. There are 1,000 ways to get him the ball in an advantageous position because he can make his advantage most of the time. But if you give him a little bit of help where he's not 1-on-3, but what did they do? I had to sit. It was so hard on my eyes to watch this whole game because on one end, I'm watching Michigan State. They run constant motion.
Yes.
They're disciplined. They're extremely well taught. They flash off pick after pick after pick after pick. They're always getting somebody free to the basket.
Sure.
And I'm not saying that Zion and RJ played much defense because they don't play a lot of great defense. They mostly just stand and watch.
Yes, Zion's tremendous at help defense because you'll come from the weak side.
And he will block it. But after I watched all that hard picking, hard cutting by Michigan State, then I have to watch at the other end. It reminded me of Belichick's playoff defense for the Patriots where they just did the mush rush, where they're just all kind of standing around at the snap. Yeah. That looked like Duke's offense yesterday where they all just stood around in the lane like, well, I don't know what we're going to do while Trey Jones just dribbled out front. There's no action to it. There's no movement. There's no constant flow. There's no motion. And that's what in the end, Coach K was the defensive MVP for Michigan State yesterday because he put no pressure on Michigan State's defense.
But we had talked about this, Skip. Duke was on borrowed time. They really should have lost to UCF.
Well, you can go back.
North Carolina.
They should have lost in the ACC, right? Okay, it just kept going down to the wire, down to the wire.
Yeah.
And who kept saving them? Zion, Zion, Zion.